still mentality. They never tell you go quit your job and start something. क्या कर रहा है पता नहीं है क्या करेगा ऑल ऑफ सडन मेरे अंकल ने कॉल किया अरे काय झालं कशाला दूसरा जॉब कर हे काय करतोय इट इज लाइक दैट सो
Durvesh,
hello
welcome, welcome to the Weekend Aquarist.
thank you so much.
I was looking forward so much for this conversation, and thank you. आपने agree किया, immediately agree किया. That was my, it was good for me. Uh, so, I told you, right? We want everyone to understand what is it that you kind of went through when you planned for the award-winning aquascape. And just to let the viewers know, Durvesh is a well-known aquascaper. He's already established a name for himself. I know him for the past 10, 12 years now, but but more so, and more so because I also gave him the first bags of Amazonia, back in
Yeah, I remember
2013
that.
or something. मैंने देखा है आपको 2014 में on stage, collecting that
That was
award.
my first regional award, right?
Yeah, and that was the People's Choice Award also, right? You won the People's Choice
No,
over
no,
there,
no.
or what
That year
that was?
I won Maharashtra Central Regional Award, I guess.
Right, right. I still remember you on stage, and it was a proud moment for me coming from Mumbai, Maharashtra. So it was nice. So one of the things that I would like to touch upon over here, आपसे जानना चाहेंगे कि आप कैसे प्रिपेयर करते हैं? आपने तो उस टाइम से अभी तक, आई थिंक you have won about 5 to 6 awards, right from IAPLC, where you came 25th in the world. And that's such an amazing feat to come 25th in IAPLC. First 100 itself is a big honor for people. And then to kind of get a 25th, top 25 rank is amazing. तो उसके बारे में भी जरा बताना. You are participating in other contests also, KILC, the Italian aquascaping contest, and you've always come within the 12th, 8th rank also with top 10. So these are amazing achievements, and it ऐसे नहीं होता कि ये आप डिसाइड कर लेते हो कोई एक्वास्केपिंग में जाके कि मैं एक अवार्ड विनिंग बनूंगा, ये करूंगा. ऐसे नहीं है. इट रिक्वायर्स अ लॉट ऑफ फोकस एंड अ लॉट ऑफ एफर्ट, लॉट ऑफ हार्ड वर्क. तो आपसे जानना चाहेंगे कि आप कैसे प्रिपेयर करते हैं. ओवर टू यू, दुर्वेश. एंड बिफोर यू स्टार्ट ऑफ, I just wanted to compliment you. I've been following your Instagram and Facebook posts, and that palidorium is making news right now.
Yeah,
Okay, so that's the latest one. And
yeah, this is a
Durvesh, yeah, yeah. So tell us about that before we kind of jump into the aquascaping bit.
see, last 6 years से I am doing this as a professionally. So स्टार्टिंग से मेरे माइंड में एक था कि एक एक लार्ज स्केल एक्वास्केप या फिर पोल्यूट्रियम मेरे स्टूडियो में हो. So this like dream comes true, and this is my first 120 centimeter polyurium. And now moving forward, I am doing lots of commercial projects as well.
Amazing. Right, and this is a very good showcase paludarium
Yeah,
for
exactly.
that.
This is like a showcase piece in my studio.
So your studio, when did you start your studio?
I started in 2018, June 2018. Okay, so it's maybe 6.5 years from
Oh,
now.
yeah. Will soon complete 7 years. That's a big
Yeah.
achievement in itself. This is not an easy business to be in. I know from first-hand experience, but surviving more than 5 years means that you have crossed your foundation years. And now you've built your foundation. Now it's time for takeoff, and I'm really looking forward to more such award-winning works from you. So let's talk more about your journey. How has it been? I just wanted to pause and let the audience know that the studio that Durvesh is talking about is Underwater Scapes, and you can follow Underwater Scapes on Instagram and on Facebook. Okay, he's also got a LinkedIn page also for those of you who are on LinkedIn. Okay, so Durvesh, people always tell me, at least my wife keeps telling me that I talk a lot during interviews. So I'll keep quiet now because I want to hear from you. Okay, so आप बताइए.
So, firstly, I would like to congratulate you for taking this new initiative to start Weekend Aquarist magazine. Uh, I think it's going to be help a lot to this planted aquarium or nature aquarium, or we can say whole aquarium industry, because I know as a person you're going to touch many different kind of subject, and many hobbyists are not aware of those subjects.
Right.
So congratulations for to you to starting this new initiative.
Thank you so much. Okay, let's hear from
So,
you.
see, my last 30 years, say maybe I'm doing this fish keeping thing. Okay. Then when I started my career, advertising career, I moved to this planted aquarium hobby. वहाँ से आई थिंक मुझे कोई हॉबिस्ट जो ऑलरेडी इसमें ये हॉबी में थे, उन्होंने बहुत काफ़ी हेल्प किया मुझे टू नो द हाउ टू ग्रो द प्लांट्स, हाउ टू सेट अप अ CO2. I think everyone aware of it. His name is Subodh Gore sir. He teach me a lot for of basic thing of how to grow plants and CO2 lighting. वो टाइम पे आई मीन we are using lots of DIY thing like DIY lights, CO2 and
Right.
fertilizer and so and so. So वहाँ से मेरा start हुआ. Then I moved to when I saw first uh, Amano-san aquascapes on internet. That moment I start my aquascaping as a hobby and passion.
Right.
So it's a I think it's a great hobby to explore nature, fish habitat and a lot more things.
तो आपने you started studying this. आपने actual seriously कब से start किया? Because 2014 was your first award winning
Correct.
aquascape,
Correct.
but you would have spent some time before that, preparing for or learning more about it. तो उसके बारे में जरा initial stages के बारे में भी बताइए.
I think I started in somewhere 2013. Okay, तभी I think it's new to everyone how to plant and how to grow aquatic plants. तो तभी आई थिंक फेसबुक का टाइम था. तभी फेसबुक ग्रुप्स काफ़ी सारे थे, एस्टेब्लिश हुए थे, और वहाँ से हम लोग इंफॉर्मेशन कलेक्ट करते थे. आई थिंक आप भी वही ग्रुप से बिलोंग करते हो, इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग.
Yeah.
So, we used to collect the cuttings and river sands and those lights, tube lights, and we
Yeah.
used to, grow the plants. So उसके बाद I mean ये इंडस्ट्री में बहुत सारा रेवोल्यूशन आया. देन बहुत सारे ब्रांड इंट्रोड्यूस हुए.
You're
We
right.
all know ADA is the best brand in market. So we started using Amazonia soil, then lights and proper pressurized CO2.
Hmm.
एक बार आप ये सब प्लांट ग्रोइंग ये सब कॉन्सेप्ट एस्टेब्लिश होने के बाद, सी एज एन आर्ट डायरेक्टर, मुझे आई एम वेरी यूज टू डिजाइन द थिंग और क्रिएट अ लेआउट्स. ओके. सो वहाँ से ये स्टार्ट हुआ, बिकॉज growing plants is a one thing, and arranging those plants such a way it will look something
Aesthetic
like
appealing.
aesthetically good or aesthetically perfect as a mountain, as a tree.
Right. Right.
So my first memory is basically I have created one Pisidon moss tree and just put it in that Facebook group. So everyone will, like, started appreciating that tree. How do you make this? So and so, lots of questions from hobbies. So that moment I realized, yeah, it has some character or design sense that everyone cannot do this more often.
Yes, yes, yes. Awesome, awesome. And tell us when what made you participate in the first TGIAC contest that you emerged the winner also. But what happened?
सो सी वहाँ से मुझे कॉन्फिडेंस गेन हुआ बिकॉज अगर एक छोटा ट्री के वजह से इतना सारा लोग अप्रिशिएट कर रहे हैं, दे आर क्यूरियस टू नो हाउ to grow that moss on tree. So that moment I have started my first aquascape. Okay,
Hmm.
so it was like a 3 or 4 tree structure aquascape, basic simple. Uh, तो वहां से मैंने एक्वास्केप करना स्टार्ट किया और वो एक छोटे से फिसीडन के ट्री ने आई थिंक गिव मी लॉट्स ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस टू मेक दैट एक्वास्केप. So it was first aquascape. Name is I think Monsoon Bloom.
Wow.
It's in 2014.
So tell us about your journey after that. कितने awards आपने जीते हैं that you have come ranked. Like I said, I may have missed out on something. आप बताइए.
Last maybe 10 to 12 years में TGIAC is biggest platform for me. Okay, वहाँ से मैंने start किया because if you think of any national award, TGIC is the
Yeah.
biggest award what we can look for it, and it was a great platform for any beginner aquascaper, or if you want to test yourself on a national level. So you must enter in TGIC
Hmm.
because it will give you lots of confidence. और आप बहुत सारे इंडिया के अलग अलग रीजन से, अलग अलग स्टेट से एक्वास्केपर से मिल सकते हो.
Hmm.
सो डेफिनेटली इट विल बूस्ट योर कॉन्फिडेंस टू
Hmm.
मेक इट समथिंग बिग और
Hmm.
मेक इट समथिंग लार्जर देन लाइफ, वी
Hmm.
कैन से.
Hmm. तो उसके बाद क्या क्या अवार्ड्स मिले हैं?
तो उसके बाद आई थिंक रीजनल बैक टू बैक 2-3 years मिल रहा था मुझे, बट आई वॉज लाइक नो, मुझे कुछ तो और रीजनल के बियॉन्ड जाना है. देन आई स्टार्टेड विनिंग पीपल चॉइस ऑफ अवार्ड फॉर 2-3 years maybe.
Right.
Then in 2020 21, I don't remember exactly, but
Sure.
I won third prize for that. That was my first 4 feet aquascape, Bahuguna Forest.
The Bahuguna Forest, I remember
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
that won third rank in TJIC. And 2023, I won again third prize for Serenity.
Right. So serenity, we come to serenity because this whole episode is
Uh,
about serenity. So tell us a little bit about serenity. How did you prepare? How much time did it take from concept? Talk about your concept also, and from concept to the time you actually click the photographs. कितना time गया उसके बीच?
Whenever I start the aquascape, first thing first is idea. Idea is far more important than any other thing. Okay. Once you start working on ideas, I move to the sketching thing. Sketching के बाद, then you have to decide whether you want to focus on any particular thing. Do you want to go very micro scopic level, or do you want to explore the any different angle, or you can say any particular part of underwater thing. So if you compare two aquascape, one is Bahuguna Forest and Serenity. They both are very different. Okay, although both are forest aquascape, but they are different from each other.
Hmm.
Uh, Bahuguna Forest is more densely, kind of forest, and Serenity is more of a perspective than
Hmm.
fish eye view.
Hmm.
So it's always matter how do you plan your aquascape.
Right. So Serenity May, you have shown these. It's a fish eye view. You've taken that as the concept, and then the tree trunks are around that, right?
Correct.
So how difficult was it to collect the right kind of wood and the hardscape for your aquascape?
I mean, it's always challenging to collect, right material for your aquascape, because when you start doing any idea or sketching thing, that time you never thought of material. Sometimes you have to source it from many different things. I mean, अलग अलग जगह से आपको collect करना पड़ेगा, मे बी अलग अलग सोर्स से आपको कलेक्ट करना पड़ेगा. और स्पेशली सेरेनिटी का एक छोटा मेमोरी है दैट आई वांट टू शेयर विद यू.
Sure.
Basically, see, we always difficult to find a thin wood, right? To create a perspective around.
Hmm.
I figure out कि मेरे पास I have lots of tree trunk kind of structures, but I don't have thin bamboo like trees for
Hmm.
my backside thing. One day I searched for a those bamboo stick. Have
Hmm.
you seen those chair bamboo
Yeah,
chairs
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah. Uh,
swings?
uh,
So they, I mean, वो उसके लिए use करते हैं. They are more flexible and very, I mean, suitable for underwater thing as well.
right.
So I use that for a thin wood.
Okay, that's interesting. I'll have to see as to how I'll have to kind of take a close-up view of your scape now, just to kind of point out where those have been used. Interesting. And और क्या learnings थे? I mean, any disappointments in your journey? Any learnings that you'd like to share with others? Because काफी लोग every year get into aquascaping. They want to move from planted to the next level, and the next level is aquascaping.
Aquascapes.
Yeah, within aquascaping, they want to kind of participate in the various contests that are going on these days. There are so many contests that are promoting the hobby, and that's good. But in India, there is TGIAC, the Great Indian Aquascaping Challenge, right? And that's the first stepping stone. And then, they want to participate in IAPLC and see how they rank. Then there are the other ones also. क्या क्या learnings है इसमें? What is the advice? आप क्या
See, I think
advice देना चाहेंगे?
my biggest learning is uh, in 2022 when I won 25th rank in IPLC, which is not easy for any
Absolutely.
aquascaper around the world.
Right.
And that moment, I never thought it going to be, disqualified from that year.
Why was that?
Actually, I used to participate in many any other aquascape contests as well.
Hmm.
So मैं हर टाइम हर ईयर के तरह मैं KIAC में एंटर करता था, IAC में एंटर करता था, AGA में एंटर करता था. AGA is again it's a ADA authorized contest, and obviously I used to enter in TGIC.
Hmm.
So that year, I don't know. I see it's my habit. You can say it's every year routine that I make a one scape and enter in multiple
Multiple
contests,
contest, which
right?
is, yeah. Hmm.
So it's as simple as that. So that year on in 2022, when I enter in IPLC and I come in 25th rank. That same year, I won the KIC 7th rank in world, and again IIC 12th rank
Hmm.
in world. But because of that mistake, I disqualify from contest. So that is my biggest learning from that
Right.
year.
Right.
Because see, as an aquascaper या फिर hobbyist, you always need to read the uh, any contest rule before you enter in that contest. So that
Right.
is more important.
Right.
Now from that year, maybe now this 2024, I have created one separate entry for IFPLC and one
Right.
separate entry for all other international
Right.
contests.
Right.
So
Right.
that was my biggest mistake and learning from
Yeah, I think
2022.
I think the learning is important over here, and so happy that you're sharing this learning for others to kind of understand. Because sometimes we get carried away, especially in India. We've had this chalta hai kind of thing, right? But internationally, they take it very seriously when it comes to these rules, and yeah, those are the things that provide us learning. And I'm glad that you shared this. I know it's difficult, but I'm
And
glad
one
that
more
you did
thing,
that.
I return back everything to them, like start from my top 100 certificate,
Yeah.
medal, and cash prize. I return back everything that year.
Amazing, amazing. And I think that itself, all credit to you also for understanding. And it's really good, and it's quite inspiring just to hear that story. Also, Durvesh, tell us a little bit about your support structure, family, and a little bit about that. Also, tell us a little bit about your background, because you also mentioned designing and all. So, for the audience, it would be good to understand what were you doing before you were jumped full time and opened your aquarium studio. वो भी जरा बताइए.
अच्छा तो लास्ट 15 years मैं एडवर्टाइजिंग में था एज एन आर्ट डायरेक्टर क्रिएटिव डायरेक्टर I work with lots of big Indian brands or international brand for Taproot Densu. Okay. So मैंने लास्ट 15 years मेरे करियर के एडवर्टाइजिंग में स्पेंड किया है एज एन आर्ट डायरेक्टर. Then I moved to this aquascaping full-time profession. So it was not that easy for anyone to switch, 15-year long career all of a sudden into different thing.
Right, right. So tell us about that also. You said it was not easy, and I know it's not easy. So, what about your support system at home, family? How did they
So
kind of support you and all?
see, when you think of something like this, you always need a support from your loved ones. Uh, if you ask me, Maharashtrian mentality, they never tell you go quit your job and start something.
Yeah,
Uh, और सी ये जो इंडस्ट्री है एक्वास्केपिंग नेचर एक्वेरियम ये आई मीन दिस नॉट this is very new for our family members, our friend circles. So they are like क्या कर रहा है पता नहीं ये क्या करेगा. ऑल ऑफ सडन मेरे अंकल ने कॉल किया अरे काय झालं कशाला सोडतोय तू जॉब तू दुसरा जॉब कर हे काय करतोय. So
uh,
it is like that. So it is always difficult, but it's it's possible because of my wife, Jasmita. She supported a lot for, to create this studio.
right,
उसका भी काफी efforts है इसके पीछे. She used to, manage my whole studio when I went to office or
right,
advertising. She used to manage the studio.
right,
So all credit goes to her
right.
and my obviously my Ai Baba.
Yes, and you know, I know Jasmita, so I keep meeting her whenever I visit your studio, and I must say that she's a very strong support that you have. And how does your daughter look up to your, because I see your daughter also playing around when I come there sometimes. Yeah.
Any child she like more of a still she like goldfish and colorful fish, but now she understand what is the nature aquarium. What is now? Yesterday only I'm sketching something and she's like, "अरे हे तर तू last year पण केलेलं आहेस. Why you are doing the same thing?" So now she understand the layout as well.
Oh, wonderful.
So that's great. I mean, she's taking interest
Yeah.
and she's also
Is she
now
is she
very.
also trying her hand at aquascaping or arranging the
या
aquariums and
समटाइम या शी
yeah,
एक्चुअली उसने एक दिन मुझे बोला था कि प्लीज ब्रिंग वन 30 सेंटीमीटर नैनो एक्वास्केप फॉर एक्वेरियम फॉर मी एंड उसने वो ड्रिप वुड स्टोन्स और खुद से अरेंज किया था शी created a full farmhouse inside that aquarium.
wonderful, wonderful. So you start them off early. All of us started early, right? I still remember my father's aluminum frame aquarium. He also had an iron frame aquarium, and I must have been 7 or 8 years old, trying to put my
Yeah.
net into it and fish and all. So the sooner we start our younger generation, the more they will have respect for nature also and understand that. I think that's very important, especially these days where everybody, including us, is glued on mobile phones. So it's important to kind
Yeah,
of
it's
have
very
this
important
connection.
for child as well.
Right,
Definitely.
right. Dhruvesh, it's been a pleasure. Really so nice chatting up with you, and you're sharing all your experiences and all. Is there anything that you would want to kind of share further that I have probably not touched upon? I don't know.
Maybe we can talk about how to start any contest aquascape
You
or
should. You should. Why don't you share that as well?
so see any new aquascaper or new hobbyist. First thing first, they learn about uh, plant, how to grow the plants. Okay, they need to understand the texture of plants and time duration of growing that particular plant. Once you learn that thing, then it's everything depend on idea, concept, and how do you execute that idea. Start to learn plants, then you can move to any uh, aquascape like Iwagumi, forest, mountain aquascape.
I think what you're also saying is learn the basics of how the aquarium will become a nature aquarium, how everything will become balanced, and there will be those trying times where algae will take over, and you need to know as to what needs to be done, those frequent water changes, the balancing of fertilization, all of that plays an important role. But the
Yeah, exactly.
most, yeah, so that I think is the key for and one thing that this hobby teaches you, especially when you're into aquascaping and nature aquariums, is patience.
Patience. Very true.
That is how much time did it take you? We were talking about that, serenity from start to finish. How much time did it take?
See, normally it will take 5 to 7 months to establish proper aquascape. Start from sketch to hardscape, then it's moved to vegetation. It will take 7 to, we can consider 5 to 9 months as well, or 5 to 7 months as well.
Right, right. In a city like Mumbai, okay, how important is the plant choice for the aquascape? Because it again depends whether your aquarium is in a AC room, non-AC room, or whether it has a chiller attached to it.
It's a matter a lot because when you are doing something professionally, or you can say if you want to you know represent your aquascape on a world level or national level, you have to work around with professional equipments like chiller, good quality of light, then pressurized CO2. It's very important because you're creating something that represent your country, your own creation. So these things matter a lot.
Right. I was chatting with Dr. Rahul Mukherjee also, who's the number second rank holder, and he gave a good insight. He said, "Look, in India, you will have 6 months of harsh weather, and then the weather starts changing." And he said that starting November, December, okay, Feb, and up till March, especially he comes from Kolkata. He says that is the best time to kind of start your
Correct.
this thing, because the weather is better even in Mumbai. Of course, Mumbai weather depends year on year. This year especially, it's been
So,
quite pleasant.
दैट्स करेक्ट। जी, इसके रिगार्डिंग मुझे एक बोलना है, बिकॉज इनिशियल जब भी मैं अवार्ड एक्वास्केप करता था, वो खाली 2 मंथ्स, 4 मंथ्स, 6 मंथ ही रहता था, बिकॉज आई
Correct.
नो दैट if I start from November till you can end up your aquascape in March, somewhere March 15 or before that,
Right.
because तभी मुंबई का वेदर आपको
Change
सपोर्ट
होगा.
करता है टू
Right.
ग्रो स्पेशली मॉस एंड
Right.
ferns
Right.
and healthy stem plants.
Right.
After that, you know what is the temperature of or
Right.
weather
So
of Mumbai.
that's a very good, tip that can one can give to the upcoming aquascapers who probably have not invested in a chiller, don't want to kind of spend that much. So everybody has its own reasons and all, so that is fine. But if you plan it accordingly, then you can still work around this,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
during
definitely.
the winter months plan your
Even
aqua.
there are lot more options other than chiller. You
Right.
can use any good quality surface cooling fan for that
Right.
to reduce your temperature, water temperature around 2 or 3 degree.
Right.
It will also help a
It
lot.
helps a lot. Only thing you have to fix is the evaporation, but otherwise
Yeah,
the water cooling happens.
correct,
You're
correct.
right. 2 to 3 degrees is quite a big difference that
Big difference.
happens.
Yeah,
So talking about that, Durvesh, आपका कुछ plans, कुछ workshops लेने का to train the youngsters and all from underwater scapes? Are you planning something?
yeah. Maybe after 1 year or two
Okay.
years, I don't promise now, but yeah, definitely I will look into that.
See, I think, from my side, I'll say, हमें ऐसे ही लगता है कि हमें और थोड़ा, बिकॉज दिस हॉबी इज सच कि आप कभी बोल नहीं सकते कि मैंने सब सीख लिया है करके.
Yeah, very
We
true.
are still learning, we are still finding that so many new aquascapers are bringing in new techniques that we are not aware of, and all of those learnings are still there.
Correct.
But I also think, Durvesh, that you have spent 30 years. You've been in competitive landscapes for the past 10, 15 years now. I think it's good enough time to kind of start sharing your knowledge and experience with others. Others must be willing to learn from you. You should be now ready to help them also. So आप start कर लेना. Don't, 1 year is too long. Start early. I'm sure people would want to kind of come to
Sure.
underwater scapes and learn more. Good. We should be covering more of that, and I would love to cover one of those workshops also.
Maybe we can do this activity together as an
I will.
collaboration.
Yeah, I will help you out with
Weekend
that.
Aquarist
Yeah.
the Waterscapes. I would love to do that together.
Yeah, then we'll do that. We'll do that. So it's been great chatting up with you, Durvesh, and thank you for taking off the time. I know it's a working day for you, and you had to kind of adjust, wait till the gallery closed, and now we are having this chat. So thank you so much, and I'll keep looking forward to having more such opportunities with you. Okay, thank you, and wish you all the best for many more awards to come. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Thank
Thank you.
you.